Good morning, everybody. Monday morning update, August 23rd already. Can you believe it? Time flies. So I want to talk about crossing of the Jordan River. That's pretty famous, and yet doesn't compare anywhere to the crossing of the Red Sea. So I think of all of our river crossings, crossing of the Red Sea is probably number one. But here's some competition for number two. How about that? So this is after the people of Israel crossed the Red Sea and spent a long time out in the wilderness, got the Ten Commandments, built the ark, all kinds of good things have happened. But now it's time to come into the Promised Land. And as you remember, Moses is no longer in leadership for that crossing into. And so this will be Joshua, and it's found in Joshua chapter 4. And I'm going to read I don't know. I'm going to start with chapter 3, verse 14, and then I'm going to kind of piece and jump all the way to 4, probably about 10. Okay? Here we go. So when the people broke camp to cross the Jordan, the priests carried the Ark of the Covenant and went ahead of them. Now the Jordan is at flood stage, all during harvest. Yet as soon as the priests who carried the ark reached the Jordan, and their feet touched the water's edge, the water from upstream stopped flowing. It piled up in a heap a great distance away. Okay? While the water flowing down towards the Dead Sea went away. So the people crossed opposite Jericho. They crossed over the Jordan opposite Jericho. I kind of messed that up. I'm sorry. The priests who carried the Ark of the Covenant of the Lord stopped in the middle of the Jordan and stood on dry ground while all Israel passed until the whole nation had completely crossed on dry ground. When the nation had finished crossing the Jordan, the Lord said to Joshua, "Choose 12 men from among the people, one for each tribe. Tell them to take up 12 stones from the middle of the Jordan, from the far right where the priests are standing, and carry them over with you and put them down at the place you will sleep tonight." So they do that, okay? And then the Lord says to him, now pile those stones up and make a heap, and that's going to be like a memorial, a marker of time. And it ends at chapter 4, end of verse 9, where it says, "And this memorial, if you will, or heap, if you want to say, still is there to this day." It's a reminder of a moment in time. Okay? A reminder of a moment in time. Joshua, word of the Lord. I read that, and I something had come to mind about memorials and markers of time these past couple weeks, because as you all know, the church where we used to worship burned down. And in that church, what we found is that there was a cornerstone when that church was built. And it had, I don't know how they did it. I don't know. I'm not that smart. But somehow the cornerstone itself has some memorials and stuff in it that we would absolutely love to get our hands on. And that cornerstone itself, which I'm assuming is etched, about when it was placed and all that good stuff. We would love to get our hands on that and bring it over here and place it somewhere as, again, a marker of where we've been. It would be awesome. Now, we're going to contact the owner and all that good stuff, and we're going to give it a good shot. I don't know if we can get in. I don't know if we can get it. I don't know if it's safe. We don't know. But we're going to give it a try. How about that? Because markers in time are cool. And so that's one we want. And it's cool to remember also, though, that in this passage, that marker meant something at the time and was very important, but it's no longer there today. It's not. Time passes. Things that we think we want to build that are going to last forever. There's one thing that lasts forever, and that's God. And nothing else really does stand the test of time. Memorials, monuments, stones heaped up. No, they don't stand the test of time. Israel went through a lot from the time they placed that. It was a great moment in their history where they were finally taking possession, if you will, of the Promised Land. But in that time, their kingdom had grown, and their kingdom had definitely waned in power, and David most definitely and then they split, and then the northern kingdom was basically taken into captivity, and then the southern kingdom was taken into captivity. The southern kingdom got to come back for a while, and flourished for a while, but then Rome came, and and there was stuff before Rome, but I'm just going to end with Rome because there's a lot of history there. And Rome finally went, that's enough, and blew it all up, and it didn't exist for 1,000 years, 2,000 years. And then finally somebody said, let's restore Israel, and now there's a nation again, and it's just amazing. But in all that journey, what the people discovered was God was with them. And I think about that for Central Christian as we think about that cornerstone, how cool it would be to get, because we'd love to see it, because it's a reminder to us that God is with us. And yeah, we used to worship at a church somewhere downtown, I think, and then we moved to that church, and then we moved to this church, and we've had movement in our lives, and in all those movements, God has been with us. And just as he has been with the people of Israel all these thousands of years, God has been with us as we've made those journeys. Hopefully, not a time will come where we don't worship here, but we'll still be with God. And that's okay. That's okay. Now, speaking of marking of time and passage of time and change in the life of church, on September 12th, we're going to have our gathering service. And it'll be one service at 10:30, and we're going to get together and just experience what one service looks like. Praise band, contemporary music, traditional music, mash it all together. Same old sermon. You can't get new everything. Same old sermon, but communion together. Experience is one. And if you haven't signed up for it yet, please do, because they're catering that, and they need to kind of have a ballpark number on how many people plan on coming. So please sign up for that. But then, a few weeks may pass yet, because it's still warm enough. Praise band may want to continue to praise in the garden earlier in the morning. But at some point, in October, I would guess, we're going to then make that move a little more permanent. And all of the rest of October and November and December and January and February and March and probably all of April will be one service, probably at 10, one service. And we'll gather together and we'll see what that's like. And we're going to give it a good effort, a good try. And can we worship as, that one community together? And that would be so cool. I have a unique experience in that I get to go to praise service, and I get to see the praise service people, and I love them all. And then I go to the late service, and I get to see the late service people, love them all. But you guys sometimes don't get to see each other. And so I'm hopeful you'll see the benefit of everybody together and kind of the oneness that'll feel, that this mash that we're going to try won't feel that bad for you. Okay, so we're going to give it an effort. Let's see how it goes. That's all I'm going to commit to. Let's see how it goes. I think it'll be good. I really do. I'm very hopeful. Notice my prayer hands. I'm very hopeful. So, anyway, that's coming. In September, my Revelation Bible study is going to finish up. Whew. We got a lot to do there, so get ready. Your half hour of rest is almost over. That half hour of silence is almost done. And then we've got a whole lot of chapters we got to pound through before September's over. That's going to be a big bite, but you guys can handle it. Just like you handled the first 7 chapters of Revelation, you can handle the final few, okay? We can do this. So that's one thing we're doing. And then, so this week, remember, church, Praise Garden, 8:30, Sanctuary, 10:30, pick your pleasure, Sunday school in between with Bob, and we invite you to come to any of those. Come to all of it. Do a Travis. Come to everyone. It's kind of fun. How about that? Travis and I, we experience what you don't, and it's kind of fun. So anyway, those are kind of all the announcements I have this week. We'll do more announcing on this one service and everything. We're not going to bring rocks or anything and pile something up, but we are going to try and get that cornerstone. So wish us luck on that. And God bless you all. Have a great week, and I hope we see you Sunday.